Hey, we are live. Apologies, we are 8 minutes late. We're having a bit of challenge at the back, but we said no. Yes, Coach Violet Jabo said 8:05. Apologies. We've been at the back since 8 o'clock and we're having a bit of challenge. So sorry about that. But we have cracked the code now. You know, today is all about cracking the code. So this conference is all about cracking the code now. We have cracked the code now and we are here. So, and second session today, we have Coach Helen. Coach Helen Oladele. Coach Helen will be, she will be teaching us raising morally strong children in a morally weak world. She's going to introduce herself. I want her to introduce herself, to tell us what she does and all of that. Why is my camera going off and on? My screen is going off and on. So she's going to be telling us, introducing herself to us. But before then, a background information. We know what is happening today. Even my kids, they are went for PTA yesterday. And one of the complaints the school had was that children keep coming to school with phones. Even though they have said, oh, don't come to school with phone, they keep coming to school with phone. And it was like, should we seize phone? Should we? They have a new site ongoing where they want to relocate their secondary school, and they ended up saying that if your child brings a phone to school, we are going to seize it and you are going to provide 5 bags of cement 5 bags of cement to get that phone. And of course, we know what happens to phone. See what is trending everywhere now. Graduation, secondary school graduating, the girls will have the boys scribble on their breasts. A lot of things happening. And I know Coach Helen, she has 2 amazing children, and even though the environment around them is not such that many children there are kind of questionable, but her children are still on top. They are still like what we call the envy of parents. So today she's here to tell us what she did right, some of the things she has done right, so that we can take notes. See my writing materials. So if you're in an environment where you are thinking, God, my children, no, because my children attend a school where every single day I have to remind them that, see, Moses was in the palace and all that did not get to him. He still stood out and God still used him. God can use you, where I have to remind them every day. So today we want to learn from people who have been there before, so that we can also apply in our parenting. See my notes. If you don't have your notes, you're on your own. So Coach Helen, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We do not take you for granted. We appreciate this and everything you do for parents and for teenagers. And we say, welcome, ma. Please introduce yourself, ma, and let's get started.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Coach Enimien. Well done for a job well done. Well done for a job well done, really, because putting a conference of this magnitude together, it is not for the faint-hearted at all. Well done. God bless you. May God reward your labor of love in Jesus' name. And may your children and children's children, reap the reward of the good seed you are sowing in Jesus' name. Amen. I am so super excited, and I feel honored to be here this evening talking to parents, rubbing minds together, because when it comes to parenting, as much as say parents, coach, parent, whatever, there is nobody who is a master of it, that like you have attained that height that you don't need to learn again, you know everything. No, there is nobody like that. We are here to rub minds together. We are here to remind ourselves of the things that we know. We are here to, at least pick 1 or 2 things to what we have known before. My name is Helen Oladele, like Coach Enimien said. I am married with 2 beautiful children. I am a teen counselor, and because you cannot separate teenagers from their parents, so I advocate for intentional parenting, because like I used to say that dysfunctional teenagers don't just emerge overnight. They are products of abuse, products of subjugation, even by the very ones who are supposed to protect them. So we cannot separate the parents from their teenagers. That is why I advocate for international parenting. And Coach Enimien is a pro international standard parenting coach. I give it to her, like any day, anytime. I give it to her. She's doing amazingly well with the visionary parents. Like, well done, well done. I deal with teenagers, right? So that's my forte. Well done. So, like you rightly said, you know, I saw the videos making rounds during SS3 passing out. The juniors were there watching. And I want to ask us parents that are here, how many of us did everything our parents told us to do? How many of us did not do what we were told not to do growing up? How many of us flout our parents' rules, even though we know the consequences? You know, I used to share a particular one with my children. I remember when I was in SS3, there's this my friend, she was our principal's daughter. She will ask me to bring extra clothes from home. During the break, we will sneak out of the school. You know, in those days, there was no phone and all of that. We go to a studio to go and take a picture. So we'll sneak out of the school to go and take a picture in the studio. Number one, that picture, I can't even show it to anybody. My parents cannot even see it. And I'm wondering, looking back now, I'm wondering, what was I even doing? I knew that if my mom should catch me in the process of going to the studio, I'm practically dead. I'm in trouble. Anything could have happened. You know, we could have got hit by a car or a bicycle or something, but we still sneak out of the school to go and do those things. Not looking back, you'll be like, what were we thinking? Right? Despite the fact that we know consequences of some things, we still went ahead to do the things that we were not supposed to do. So how many of us were prim and proper, 100% when we were growing up as teenagers? How many of us? Right? So we want to now look at it. The days that we lived is no longer available. Parenting, if you ask me, is no longer business as usual. Parenting in today's world is much more. Right? Can you hear me? It's like network is playing.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, network was. Yes, we can hear you now, ma'am.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
Okay. So all right, ma'am. So do we all believe that parenting in today's world is harder than it used to be? Do you think like that? Or you think that, well, they will be fine, Jared. All of the things we shall do, we shall end up right. Like, I was having a conversation with a younger colleague, and he said, Helen, this one you are just saying, Shebi, at least look at you now, look at what you are doing, look at me now, we ended up right. I'm like, no, you had no idea the struggles that I had. You have no idea the therapy that I went for before you could see this person you are saying. I've not always been like this. I remember when one of my classmates in higher institution saw my video on Facebook, said, I cannot believe it. Helen is talking to people. Is a like, I would rather not talk in class. I would rather like let the ground just open and swallow me up instead of speaking in class back then. So I said, you don't know the struggles, the things that I have to do to bring myself up to this stage. So parenting in today's world is not the same thing. Take for instance, I want to make reference to that signature of a thing after school. Before now, I've had that conversation with my daughter. See, this is the thing that is happening. This is how. What do you think about it? He said she shared her own idea. She think it's disrespectful. She think it's not appropriate and all of that. So during your own time, what are you going to do to ensure that this does not happen to you? And I want to tell you that there are no more than like 3 girls out of all of our classmates that did not allow anybody to sign on their breasts. You know, do you know what the girls will do? The girls will drag the boys. The girls, they will drag the boys' shirts to where their penises and sign there. As after all, I gave you my breast to sign on, so I must do my own too. Right? So that was what they were doing. And it was, she said, Mom, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. Some people were fighting me. Some people were like, hey, what's the big deal? What is it? I said, it's not big deal. Then don't do it. You know, it was a tug of war. But at the end of the day, she was able to achieve what we want to achieve. So in what I want to discuss today, how to raise morally strong children in this morally weak world. And I want to divide what I want to say in under three topics. Under three topics quickly. Number one, understanding the world that we live in. My mentor, Bryce Ataiwo Aklami, said something, and that has been very, very profound for me. He said that there is no time in today's world that parents will be fully abreast of all the challenges their children will go through. But the preparation that you have made is what will make all the difference. You can never know 100% the challenges your children will face in the world out there, no matter how knowledgeable you are, no matter what you know. You can never be fully aware 100% of the challenges your children are going to face. But what you can do is to prepare them, is to build capacity in such a way they have something that guide their code, or that guide their behavior, code of conduct. That is what you can do. You have no idea what will happen. There are things that I see in counseling teenagers. There are things that I hear and I get on. I'm like, really? If I have not been in a counseling session with this girl or with this boy, I wouldn't have known that this kind of a thing will have happened. There are things that my children will tell me when they come back from school, and I'm like, really? I wouldn't have known in my wildest imagination that such things could happen in the four walls of the school where teachers are there and all of that. I wouldn't have imagined it if they didn't tell me. So there's no time that you're going to be well informed of the challenges your children are going to go through, but it is the preparation that will make all the difference. So you need to understand the world that we live in, that there is a moral confusion, confusion everywhere. Inappropriate dressing is body positivity. Cheating and telling lies is strategy. Gender confusion, sex is called freedom. Everything that is wrong has been normalized. People who expose their body, do things that are inappropriate, are the people who are celebrated. Our newspaper, media houses, sometimes when I see the news Punch, share on their social media platforms, sometimes I'll be like, how is this newsworthy? Bobrisky will sneeze in his bedroom. Punch newspaper will carry it. Things, giving popularity, giving fame to things that are immoral, celebrating immorality, showcasing immorality as if it is the order of the day. So we need to understand the world that we are in, that it is no longer business. Everything has turned upside down. The center can no longer hold. Things are falling apart. Social media, peer pressure, unfiltered content, 24 hours. You need to get to know that, have an idea. As much as you cannot know 100%, you need to have an idea of what is happening, because you can't isolate your child from this world, but you can insulate them against vices. We need people. We thrive in relationship. God created Adam, and it was all God's idea to say that it is not good that this guy should be alone. Let me get someone for him. So God created us to thrive in relationship and friendship. You cannot isolate your child from this world, but you can insulate them against the vices. That is your duty. And that takes me to the second point. That is the summary: understanding the world that we live in, that the world that we live in is no longer business as usual. And I'm sure majority of us, we have an idea of what is going on in social media platforms and all of that. We know the influences, the media houses and all of that is a big issue. The one I really want to dwell on is understanding your role. Number two, understanding your role. And in understanding your role, I would like to make a reference to Psalm 127. I'm a Christian, so my principles are taken from the word of God. Psalm 127 verse 4, it said, like arrows in the hand of the mighty. Another version says warrior. So are the children of one's youth. like arrows in the hand of the mighty. So now picture it. Who is a warrior? Who is the mighty? Is a skilled individual. Is someone who knows what he's doing. It doesn't like arrows. So those children are like arrows in your hand. As a warrior, how do you think a warrior will handle the arrow? What do you think the warrior will do with the arrow? The warrior will have studied the arrow, will have taken care of the arrow, know how to shoot the arrow, be conversant with the arrow, know the arrow. He wouldn't get to the battlefront and be like, okay, this arrow, where is the part that I have to shoot? What is that thing what is this place used for? No. He will have gotten himself acquainted with the arrow, meaning that your role as a parent is you must know your child. You must understand your role in the scheme of things. God has given you authority as a parent. You give birth to a child, God has given you authority, but you need power. Power is the ability to do work. Authority is given, power is acquired. If you don't have the power, you have authority, it is useless. If you don't have the ability to do what you need to do, your authority is useless. So you need to understand that, like, you are a warrior, you are the mighty, your children are the arrow in your head. So how do you position your arrow? You determine where to shoot the arrow. You understand your enemy. That's understanding the word. You wouldn't see the enemy on the right side and the next thing you are shooting to the left side. It's not going to work. You need to understand your enemy and you need to understand how to use your weapon. You must understand your child. You must build capacity. As it were, we don't have, a formal place like, okay, go and study parenting and all of that before you have a child. But thank God for places like the Visionary Academy. If you have not registered, if you are not a member of the Visionary Academy, honestly, I have no idea what you are doing. I have no idea what you are thinking. Like, that is the best place you need to be. You cannot do it alone. Remember, I said that no matter what you know, you cannot know. In fact, what you don't know is more than what you know. So you want to be in a community of like minds where you can share ideas, where you can ask questions, where you can get clarity on what you need to do, because it is very, very important for you to build capacity. That is what I did. I was a victim when I was growing up. I was a victim of sexual abuse, near sexual abuse 3 or 4 times. So when I give birth, I said, no, my children are not going to experience this. Then I started building capacity. If I remember the first class I went to attend, 30,000 naira in 2016, I borrowed the money. I went to attend a class on sexuality education. I said, I don't want to Google it. It's not a topic I want to read from Google. I paid heavily for it back then. I borrowed that money, I won't forget. I said, no, my children will not experience it, because looking back, I realized that it was ignorance. Most of the things that happened to me was because of ignorance. So I'm not going to allow my children to be ignorant of what they need to know. I'm not going to allow it, because your children, they are the first recipients of your wisdom and foolishness. Whether you like it or not, consciously or unconsciously, you are passing your foolishness or your wisdom to your children. So when you realize that you cannot afford to be foolish, you cannot afford to parent on default, you cannot afford to do it like, that's the way they are doing it, Jerry, they'll be fine. Last, no. Because you are passing something to your child, either your wisdom or your foolishness. So I said, no, I'm not going to pass foolishness to my child. I'm not going to pass ignorance to my child. I invested in knowledge. So as a mighty, as a warrior, you know your arrow. You know what you need to do. You know how to take care of the arrow. You know how to prepare your arrow for battle. It's not when you get to the battlefront, you're looking, something that's broken in this arrow. How do I do it? Before you know it, you are shot down by the enemy. Before you know, you are gone. Right? So I want you to apply that knowledge to your parenting. That mindset to your parenting. That what do I know about this child? What do I know about this arrow in my hand? Is very, very important. And after seeking knowledge intentionally, you want to then model. Coach Enimien posted something on our social media, which day she said, modeling is like the hardest part of parenting. And I agree 100%. I agree 100%. This morning, my teenage daughter, we were home together, and she entered and she barged into my room. And the next day, mommy, you have been on your phone since morning. Have you read your Bible? Have you cleaned your room? Oh yeah, get that phone. I'm getting it now. And I'm like, what's the meaning of this? That's what you used to me. And I'm like, okay, but you saw me this morning when I was reading my Bible and see my room. My room is not untidy. So what's it? So imagine if I've not read my Bible this morning. Imagine if I've not done the things that I need to do, right? Modeling is like one of the most difficult parts of parenting. But it is a worthy sacrifice. You know, we were having a class with my mentor, right, and he was sharing with us how he was relating with his 3-year-old boy. He has a 3-year-old son. He said, before I will walk around the clock, like I will be in my office working and working, but because I want to model to this 3-year-old that life is not just about working, you must create balance. By whatever I'm doing, by 4, I retire from the office, I will come home, you know, play with him, relate with him and the mother, sit down with him. Even watching TV is not my thing. I will sit down there, watch TV with him and do the things I need to, because I know I'm modeling what he must know to me. Modeling is not easy. It's like it's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. You must understand, like you are the warrior. A warrior does not sleep 8 p.m. and wake up 8 a.m. They practice, they drill themselves, they spent months, years learning about their weapon, they exercise, they build their body, they build capacity. So that is what we are talking about. It is not a walk in the park. It is not going to be easy, but you must be ready and be willing to make sacrifice, because if you do not make the sacrifice, success will not come. It will not come, right? Then you have to teach intentionally. We all know this. And in this teaching intentionally, I want to, okay, have I mentioned identify your values? We all know, identify your values and ensure that you attach things to your values. I want to share one example. One day, my daughter came back from school, my teenage daughter, and she told me that, I just want to tell you ahead, mommy, maybe later when I grow up, you might see me with tattoo on my hand. And I'm like, okay, tattoo, where is that coming from? She said, when I was bored in the class, because she used to draw. She said, when I was bored in the class, and I used my pen to draw something rather, at the back of my hand, and it was beautiful. And I'm like, okay, maybe later in life, I may have it as well. I'm like, okay, amazing. So let's assume you draw the same thing on your face and it's beautiful. Are you going to have a tattoo on your face? Then we want to look at it with the lens of our family values. Number 1, godliness. There is nowhere in the Bible that says that tattoo is a sin. I don't know. Maybe I've not gotten to that place, but we establish that fact. Then respect. Respect starts from you respecting yourself. So how is this tattoo respecting yourself? Because I know I've seen videos where they say that tattoo, when it penetrates into the skin, is one of the, it can cause a cancer of the blood, that when the ink gets to the blood and all of that. I've seen the video and I showed it to her. So where is this? Are you respecting yourself by allowing this needle penetrate into your skin with this ink? Is there self-respect in it? We look at it with the lens of our family values, and that was it. No need to say, how dare you? Oh my, tattoo. There was no need. Right? So we just look at it with the lens of our family values. So it is very, very important that you have family values. Do not say you know it in your mind. No. Write it out. Print it out. Paste it in conspicuous places in your house. Recite it every morning. Like when you pray, you recite the Lord's Prayer. After the Lord's Prayer, recite your family values. Let it be ingrained into them. Attach anything that is happening. Put it the family values. Have meetings that you discuss family values. Like what my husband and I were planning now is we will be having a family meeting where we discuss all of this, but we want to take it a step further. That's okay. This month, these are family values we want to be talking about this month. You be the one to handle this. You're going to prepare a notes. You're going to teach all of us on this particular family values, and we do every day. That's these family values. That's what we're going to be doing. So you must be intentional. So when it comes to teaching, I would like to read it. Like I said, I'm a Christian. I love the Bible so much. Like in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 6 to 9. Deuteronomy 6, verse 6 to 9. Please, I'll read quickly. It said, and this was which I command you today shall be in your hearts. Meaning that that's God talking to his children. He said, this word that I command you today shall be in your hearts. Meaning that even you yourself, you know your values. You know the word of God. You know what your children, you know the values you want to see in your children. It's in your heart. You are modeling, you are living it. Then you shall teach them diligently to your children. You shall teach them diligently. This is discipline. Because we Christians, we are fond of this Bible passage that says that madness is in the heart of a child. It is the rod of correction. That is the only Bible passage we know about discipline in the Bible. No, this particular place, Deuteronomy 6 to 9 is discipline that God is talking about. You shall teach them diligently to your children and shall talk to them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them. You shall write them. Not just know them often, not just say, I know my values, I know, we know what. No, he said, you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gate. As simple as this Bible passage, it is very, very deep. Your value, you shall teach them diligently, like you live them. You are no double standard, no sugarcoating anything. Like I tell my children, what is not godly is the money. When we are discussing anything, they know my stand on anything. When it's anything, it has to be godly. Because I will tell them, anything that is not godly is the money. It is later and I say, okay, not everything that is not godly is the money. There's something that are just, just in the middle. They are not the money. But they know I do not sugarcoat anything. No, it has to be God first. It has to be God first. It has to be God first. What will Jesus do? If the rapture comes down, if Jesus meets you, this thing you're doing, this thing, that thing you're doing in your class, I'm not there with you. What would you be rapturable? Would you go with Jesus? Would every time I am not sugarcoating anything. And I speak it to them. I say, I do not care what you're doing, whether you obey me, whether you do what I ask you to do. But as far as I'm concerned, I will mention on him, you treasure Oladele, you will do the will of God. You will serve God. You will do the right thing. Because I can tell you for free that you will tell your child to do one thing sometimes, they will do the other. They will do another thing. Even though they know the consequences, they will do another thing. I'm still getting to that. So I am not sugarcoating anything. I am so loud about my values, about my belief with my children. They know. It is not like maybe our mommy sometimes. No. And I try not to compromise in what I do and what I wear. And I try. As human, we make mistakes, right? But when we make mistakes, we correct ourselves. We make our family in such a way that anybody can correct anybody. It could be my daughter or mommy, this one, you have, okay, really, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect, right? You have to be loud with your values. You have to be intentional with your values. So that in your teaching, your children are not looking at saying, If they can't say it to your face, when you're not there, they will say that this thing that mommy is saying, she's doing another thing. Because that is the major problem that many parents are doing. We play double standard. I met a teenager whose exposure to porn was on her dad's phone, and it was the nude of the sex video of her dad with another woman. This is a man who is a deacon in the church, and he recorded himself with another woman entirely. And this was how this girl was introduced to inappropriate videos. And this girl became bisexual. It just messes her up. We said, no, I would not do boys alone, both boys and girls. Because if my dad, who's a deacon in the church, who will be telling us as if he's assistant Jesus, preaching in church as if he's assistant Jesus, is doing this, then what are we talking about? She took it a step forward, right? So it is one of the undoings of what we are doing. Double standard. It's very, very important. Stay away from it. Teach intentionally and be patient in your teaching. Be patient in your teaching, because you will correct and correct and correct and correct. You will teach and teach and teach. it is very, very important. You know, like I used to tell people that Adam and Eve, they had instruction directly from the mouth of God. Like, okay, Adam, he had the instruction, do not eat this fruit. Do not eat this. And then he did eat it. He ate it. Right? Despite the fact that he got the instruction from God. So, but you have to be patient. They will learn from their mistakes. They will learn from their error. We build capacity in adversity. When Peter denied Jesus 3 times, Jesus told him that after you have learned, after you have come back, after you have repented, he said, strengthen the brethren, because Jesus understood that there's a level of capacity we'll have built from that experience that other disciples don't have. So you have to be patient. Guide their circle of influence. This one, it is very, very hard. I will not lie to you. This guide the circle of influence, it is very, very hard in today's world, because the corruption, the vices, it has spread like wildfire everywhere, in the church, in the school, in the environment, at home, everywhere. It has spread. But like I said, that you cannot isolate them, but you can insulate them by teaching as much as you can, as much as it depends on you. Take, for instance, you can raise your child in an environment where maybe beside the house you have a club. Maybe beside the house you have a Jebu where people come to play Baba Jebu. Maybe beside your house or your streets you have where people are drinking, they're always gathering, drinking. You cannot, that kind of environment is not appropriate for your child. But when it comes to school, teenagers are teenagers. You know, I think with teenagers, different school, both highbrow school, local school, it is the same issue. I can tell you 100%. It is the same issue that calls across board. The same thing. But what you have done at home, the work you have done at home, that you debrief them every day they come back from school. That is why I'm wondering how people whose children are in hostel are doing it. Honestly, I have no idea. It is not going to be easy for those children. When they come from school every day, you debrief them. You raise their confidence, because there was a time my daughter actually felt low of herself, you know, that she expressed low self-esteem was when a girl she actually liked told her she was ugly, and that really, really affected her for that period of time. So you need to debrief your children every day. What happened in your school? This person said this. This person said it. Okay, do you know? You have to affirm their identity. That's why the video I shared today online, where a father, you know, was affirming her daughter, I so love it. It's so beautiful to watch. You must do that to your child every day, because when your child have low self-esteem, they can let their guards down anytime. It was at that point that something happened to my daughter that she almost let her guards down because of that singular statement from that girl. You look, what the eyes, that was, you look scary. And this is a girl that she held in high esteem, and she took her words for it, like, oh really, maybe I actually look scary. And at that time she almost engaged in what she would have regretted for life. So you want to ensure that you debrief your children on a daily basis. Very, very important. As much as you cannot protect them really from their friends, from influence, from peers, from classmates and all of that, you can build their self-esteem. You can build their confidence that they can stand on their own. And that incident, as much as it's something that she didn't want to happen, she built capacity through it, that she was able to come out strong, you know, graduating from her class. So it is very, very important. They will make mistakes. Oh my goodness, you are going to learn this the hard way. Your children will make mistakes. They are human. But you know what they are going to learn? They are going to learn, like one online influencer used to say, you're going to learn the hard way. They're going to learn, but they will make mistakes. But with our prayer as parents is that the kind of mistake that will take their life, the kind of mistake that will come with great consequences, that God should let it stay away from them. That is our prayer. But that they will not make mistakes is the lie. They're going to goof. But we must understand that we separate the behavior from a being. And that takes me to the third point. I say, understand your child. Understanding your child. Children are being of reasoning and not being of instinct. They can reason. They are not animals. Animals are being of instinct, but children are being of reasoning. They can decide to do something even though they know the consequences. They have ability to choose what they want to do, even though they know that my parents will not want me to do this. They have the ability to choose. Even at the expense of our eternity, God gave us human the ability to choose. He said, I have placed before you life and death, but I advise that you choose life. But people are still choosing the other way around, and it's not going to force them, right? As much as it's placed, he just advised. The only thing he gave us is advice. People are still going south, they're still doing the wrong thing. It's not going to force them. The same thing applicable to our children. They are human. A child is a person. They're going to do the things that you said they should not do. They're going to make mistakes, irrespective of what to say, right? That is where our prayer comes in. You can't do it alone in parenting. That is where prayer comes in. Like, if there's one thing that I'm so grateful to God for, when it comes to my children, is the ability to see things. Even when there was a time my daughter, a boy was actually bullying her in school. It was serious. And she would get home, she would tell me, and I'll be like, should I intervene? She no, mommy, don't worry, I'm handling it. Meanwhile, she was not handling it. But I was seeing it in my dream. And I would see her in the dream in a particular posture, not okay. What is happening? This thing is still happening until it almost blew over our face, right? So you cannot do parenting alone. You want to protect your child in the place of prayer. You want to continuously declare the word of God in over their life. They are going to make mistakes, but they will not make the mistake that will take their life. They will not make mistake that will make them lose any part of their body. They will not make mistake that will make them derail from destiny. Never. As long as God is on the throne. I say it when they are not there. I say it to their faces. The treasure of Oladele, I don't care what you're doing, whether you're going to listen, whether you're not going to listen. But as far as I'm concerned, as God that is on the throne, you will do the will of God. You are exempted from all the perversions, from all the violence. You are exempted. When others are doing, you are not allowed to do it. The Spirit of the Lord will guide you. Always, consistently, because these human beings, these creatures, these teenagers, these children, they will flout your rules. They will do things when you are not there. When you hear it, be like, really? You did this? And one thing that we parents do is that we don't know how to handle issues. We make it look as if they have committed a crime. No, we don't separate inappropriate behavior from crime. We make it look as if when your child has behaved inappropriately, he has committed a crime, then he should be hanged on the cross. He should be stoned to death. No, we need to separate inappropriate behavior from crime. They have not committed a crime. Is this behavior I'm going to handle it. And this reminds me of a girl, a 16-year-old, who really misbehaved. And the parents and the mother was called by the school. See what her daughter has done and all of that. And the parents were there. She said one thing stood out for me. When she was in counseling with me, she said, what my mom did, I will never forget it. She said, Ma, do you know that the following morning, I was still on my bed, and my mom brought breakfast for me on my bed. I was scared, like, maybe this woman wants to poison me. I said, initially, I didn't want to eat the food. That's why the thing that I did yesterday, this woman brought breakfast, and he said, what do you need? Is there anything you are lacking? I said, the way my mom was talking to me, said that was it for me. And I promised myself, no, I will not hurt this woman again. He said that was the turning point for me. Even though she almost relapsed back into that behavior, but she will never forget that singular experience she had with her mother. So when our teenagers, when our children misbehave, you must separate the behavior from the being, from the individual. He has not committed a crime, it's just inappropriate behavior. Undo the behavior. Do not throw away the baby with the best water. Do not damage the child in the name of correcting, because discipline in this part of the world has been bastardized. It's one of the most abused word. It's one of the most abused practices. Discipline. You must beat the stupor. You must insult the living daylight. You must insult the hell out of that child. No. You need to understand that your children are human. You as a person, you are not perfect. You are not even close. So is your child. So you want to understand this about your child, that this is a being of reasoning. We can reason together. Okay, sit down. What do you want? How do we handle this? How do we go about it? It is very, very important. Then when they make mistake, correct with love. Correct with love, because the way you discipline your child will speak. The way you discipline your child speak volume on how you see that child, and how you see a thing will determine how you relate, how you treat that thing. If you have an iPhone and a Palasa phone, you can drop your Palasa anywhere. You can drop it. It does not. When it falls down, you take it. But when your iPhone, hey, God, my phone, you are watching, you are examining it, you are checking the screen. Hey, hope the screen has not broken. Hope this has not happened. You handle it with care, because it is expensive. The same thing, your child, the way you see your child. If you value your child, if your child is valuable to you, you will treat that child with care, not just anyhow. Take, for instance, the president of America give you his son, say this son is very, very stubborn, or the child of someone you love and admire, someone you respect a lot, the child comes to you, you will not want to talk to the child anyhow, because you respect and love the parents. You want to extend the same to that person's child. So who is more important than your own child? So you want to treat that child like someone who is actually very, very important to you. Please note, you are going to goof as parents. You are going to goof, you are going to lose your guard, you're going to anger, might want to take the better part of you sometimes, but you call yourself to order. When your children come to you and be like, you have done something, you come down to their level. You are not on high horse, especially fathers. I'm not so happy that we don't have much fathers in a gathering like this, especially fathers. It is very, very, very important that we come down from a high horse. Even God, our God, He said, come, let us reason together. Even when you have sinned, you have done all those things, that is, He said, reason. Come, let us reason together. And your children cannot reason with you, that you are just human. So please, let us come down, because if we don't build connection, your rules are going to be just mere talk. It's not going to hold water. Your values, the teaching, what you're teaching your children, they would want to do the opposite just to taunt you. They want to do the opposite, because I've seen teenagers like that in counseling, that they are just intentionally rebellious, especially against their fathers. Maybe you say you are stubborn, me too. Maybe me too, I will show you too that me too, I'm stubborn. Intentionally. So it is very, very important. Like I said, as I round up, in case you have any question, you cannot do it alone. You need a community. You need a community of like minds. It takes a community to raise a child. Yes, that statement has never been more correct. Forget all those ones that we did in the past, that they say this, or if you do something, they will beat you from there. They will beat you from there. Those things contributed to our low self-esteem. That's not what we are talking about. The real, it takes a community to raise a child. Now is what we are having with the Visionary Academy. Community to raise your child. It takes a community. You cannot do it alone. You need people. You need knowledge. You need power, ability to do. You have authority. With your authority, you want to have power, and then you need God. You cannot take away. If you don't know how to pray, please learn. Read your Bible. Read the Word of God and declare it over your children, and then make use of all the things that we have mentioned. Thank you for your time and attention. Do you have any questions?
So much. Coach Helen, if you know that it has been fire, please drop the fire emoji. I have been writing though. If you see me putting my head down, it is writing, I'll be writing. There was so if you have questions, please start bringing your questions. Start bringing your questions, please. There was something you said I wrote down. Hey, I'm looking okay. You said your children are the first recipients of your wisdom and foolishness. And I said, fire! If you did not get anything today, get that your children are the first recipients of your foolishness or your wisdom. If you did not get anything, get that one. So if you are wise, your children are going to learn from your wisdom. I always say, whether you are teaching or not, your children are learning. If you are wise, your children are going to learn from your wisdom. If you are foolish, don't expect to have wise children now. Here you won't see them. Goats know they born cow. You know, you are foolish. Your children too, they are receiving it because they are the first recipient. In fact, I wrote it down and I studied. Thank you so much. See all the fires, more fires, please. Oh yeah, bring in your questions. Bring in your questions because this is a serious matter. A lot of things happening there. I say every single time I have to tell my children, you are you are in the world, you are not of the world. You are here with these people because we just moved. We are not 2 years here yet. It's a very different environment. Even their choice of words, their attitude. Someone was saying the other time, telling my children, we're talking, was not like you are getting used to it. My children just smiled and they said, nah, we are not getting used to it and we may never get used to it. I can understand because it is crazy in here. You know, wait for PTA years and everybody is complaining, everybody. So I'm wondering, if everybody is complaining, then where are these children? Where do they get it from? Where are they getting it from? Because they are getting it from home. So if your children are saying you have it right, you have it. So what is happening? So please, if you have a question, please ask. Because the school, the church, the environment, a great influence. You cannot shield your children, like she said. You cannot isolate your children. You can insulate your insulate. You can insulate your children. Yes, you cannot isolate them, you can insulate them. So if you have specific questions, please ask. Someone is asking, my children don't love one another. My children don't love one another. Ages 14, 13, and 8. What do I do to correct this, please? They are all boys.
Okay. Number one, has it always been like that? Like they are not toddlers, they are not younger children. Has it always been like that? At what point?
Background, man. She has, I think there are 4 children. One is 14. There is a set of twins who are 13. Then they have the 8-year.
Oh, next. Okay. So like I said, you want to first of all find out, has it always been like that? Or it just started? At what point did it start? What exactly happened? You need to have a conversation with your children. And then how is your parenting? Are you sure you're not taking side? Are you sure you're not comparing? You know, because I remember there is a boy in my daughter's class. The younger brother is doing so well. You know, he represents the school in competition and he always comes first. Meanwhile, the elder one is just there. He's brilliant, but he doesn't go for competition. And then there was a time the school now chose the 2 of them to go and represent the school for spelling bee competition. The younger brother won, while the elder did not win. He was sad. He said by the time he gets home, the parents are going to be, see your brother, Aburu is a younger brother, look at him and see you are the elder, he's better than you and all of that. So you want to examine yourself. Are you not comparing? Are you not taking side? Do you have favorites? And then you need to now if you have checked all of that and there is nothing like that, then you need to intentionally teach them to love themselves. Like I tell my children, I have 2 children. I tell them, choose yourself. If anything happens, if it is me against any of you, do not choose me. Choose yourself. Be like, no, the other be like, no, mommy, or is you. I say no. Because I'm going to leave you on this earth. I'm going to grow old, die in my very good old age, but it is going to remain your sister. And thankfully for me, I have a very good relationship with my siblings. My husband have very good relationship with his siblings. So they see them come around and I tell them, how do you think my life would be without my sisters? They see their contribution to my family. They see the things they are doing for us. They see how helpful they are. They see how helpful my husband's sibling are. So imagine our life without these people. Blood is thicker than water. Nobody will choose you above their own siblings. So it is compulsory that you choose your sibling. Even over me, I am your mother, choose your sister. So I intentionally teach them. So because siblings are going to fight. They're going to have misunderstanding. They came back from church on Sunday and the other was telling the other, don't ever take any of my thing again. Don't let me see you touch my thing again. It's a lie. Second day, they are wearing the thing, they are sharing the thing. You know, sibling rivalry is going to come up. But how you parents handle it, whether by taking side, by comparing, or having favorites and showing it expressly to others that you have favorites, could be, you know, an issue. And then intentionally teach them to love themselves. Intentionally let them know that they need to choose themselves. It is very, very important. And how is your family dynamics? Like there was a teenager who was having issues, and he said that all our dad siblings, if they are not dead, they are in prison. So with his sibling, there is no bond between them at all. He said because his dad's siblings, nothing. There is no 2 people that he could pinpoint in our dad's family and say, these 2 people, they are together. Said if they are not there, they are in prison, they are engaging in one vice or the other. So you want to ensure that all other factors, like they say in mathematics or science, are constants, and then you intentionally teach them to love themselves, and then don't ever neglect the place of prayer. Very, very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She has mentioned everything. Thank you so much. I hope you took notes down. Okay, Coach Patricia Okafor, I hope you took notes down. Coach Helen, thank you so much. Now, in addition to what Coach Helen has said, see, I grew up in a family like, I saw a video recently on Facebook. I don't remember what happened. I wanted to save it and share. If your family is chaotic, your children will not have time to bond. I've shared this before. That was the kind of family. As at now, we are trying to bond. I am over 40. I think my youngest sibling is over 40. It is now we are trying to bond. I know in adulthood, your personality will still come to play. A lot of childhood. Yesterday, I went for my children's PTA. You know, I was sharing the Visionary Parents Academy. PTA started 4 p.m. I was telling my husband, I think this is intentional. They don't want parents to speak. That is why PTA is starting 4 p.m. I said, I have a truckload of things to talk. I will talk. Oh, I will talk. So they were passing the microphone. They don't want to give me. And I started. From where I sat down, I stood up and I was talking. Because I had no microphone, because the school is big. I think we had over 250 parents or so. Because I had no microphone, I was yelling at the top of my voice, yelling. So my voice kind of attracted them. They gave me the microphone. Even then, I was still yelling because before they now told me, calm down. You are not hearing you. I calm down. So when we finished, my daughter told me that, mommy, you were shouting yesterday at the PTA. She said it other day. Said it one time I've heard you shout like this. Is one time you were talking to your siblings on the phone. You were yelling like this. I remember one of our family meetings. I was yelling like I was broken. I was crying. I just remembered a lot of things. I felt I have a particular sibling that never liked me. I just felt you never liked me. I don't know why. Even till now, you are still toxic towards me. I try to come. So what am I trying to say? Because my family, we never saw my parents fight. Nah, we never saw my dad disrespect my mom or any other of all those maybe drunky, womanizing. We never experienced any. We experienced perfect relationship between my parents. However, when it came to discipline, my dad is predominantly melancholic, so you can imagine, and my mom predominantly phlegmatic, and so with 6 children, burden, working with social civil service. Government don't pay up to 18 months, a lot of burden. So my home was like, my dad will not come and see you. There was always a reason to knock your head. So when we see my dad, everybody will be walking on eggshells. You are tiptoeing, you are careful around the house, to the extent that people in my neighborhood, they knew us. So they could easily threaten us with, I will tell your dad, I will behave. Luckily for us, we didn't have like abusers and all of that. They would have taken advantage of us. So what am I trying to say? If your home is constantly chaotic, your children will not have time to bond. I know they are boys, they have a lot of energy in them, and personality will come to play. Their energy will come to play, and their personality. So, and their temperament rather. But if your home is chaotic, about a few months ago, there's a salon I make my hair. I was there, and the little girl of about 10, she was insulting her elder sister, who is about 14. She was calling her, you are crazy, you are stupid. I have never heard children. I know people do that. I hear it from afar, but not close. And I held the girl. You know, I was not telling her that I was going to, then I told her that I was a soldier, the people around there. She was not scared. So I got talking to her. I told her that I made her write an understatement. I gave her my book, Manners and Poets. I made her write a long note how she was going to deal with her sister and all of that after a long conversation. So when she then left, people then now told me that I should forget that's how the mom, the girl's mom, talks to the elder sister. That's the first daughter now, who is 14. That's why she insulted the girl, the sister. Shameless you, stupid you are crazy, you don't have sense. You know how she talks to the sister, because you know how we have this mindset that you have a grown-up, you have a first child. The first child is automatically grown, no matter the age. That was it. You know, she would just talk to the girl anyhow. That was what the younger one picked. That was what I'm talking about, chaotic. So when I talked to the mom, when I now went back to the mom to talk to her later, she was not telling me that, don't mind her. At 14, she will still come to the house. She will take off her clothes, shade her breasts all about. She will not do things right. She will do. I said, this is what, the way you talk to her, is even why she's doing those things the more. You are not correcting her. You are just, and then the younger ones are seeing what you are doing. They feel it is right. So you hit your child one. The others feel that is how to respond. And let me tell you something. If you are constantly bullying your children by always responding, some of them, they can't challenge you. But they will look for someone else. If you miss the first class, go to the first session where Coach Karen talked about dominance, different types of personality. If you have a dominant child, if you are always, because they are stubborn, so you are always hitting them. So it's like you are bullying them. They don't have, I'm not led. They can't defend themselves. When it comes to you, they can't defend themselves. So they are going to look for someone to transfer that aggression on. So when the younger ones do anything, they are going to deal with the younger ones the way you are dealing with them. And now the younger one is feeling helpless. They also want to challenge. So the chaos continues. So you need to check your home. Is your home chaotic? By chaotic, it doesn't necessarily mean you and your husband, you are fighting, or you and your wife, you are fighting, or there's an alcohol, a drink, or all of that. Just your discipline, the atmosphere. Is it always chaotic? Shouting, yelling, hitting, and all those drama. I tell you that if your home is chaotic, your children will not have time to bond. Thank you so much, Coach Ellen. I just thought to add this. I just thought, because this comes from a place of personal experience. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, you want to say something more? We have another question.
Okay,
someone says, my son who will turn 6 years oldness month, finds it hard to say no when pressured by classmates. Standing for himself is something I find difficult to make him understand. What can I do? Thank you. I think this question kind of aligns so much with Coach Helen. The son finds it difficult to say no. If he cannot say no, how will he be able not to just go with this moral rot you have in the system. He's 6 years though.
He's 6 years. He's still a child. I think you have to start to teach. Like you, one thing that we parents don't know is that we are the guinea pig in their laboratory. We are the one that yes, we are the guinea pig. Whatever it is we are teaching them, we are their first specimen. They are going to perform their experiments on us. And the way you handle it, the way you behave yourself on the experiment table is going to inform how they will take that lesson or not. If you are the type of a parent that your child cannot say no to you, no, I'm talking to you, don't say no. You cannot say no. When I'm talking to you, you don't say no. You must do everything I say. Like, then how do you expect that child to say no to someone outside? As much as she is still 6 years old, is still very little, but you need to start teaching and allowing that child to experiment with you by listening. Like I said, I said understanding your child to know that this is a being of reasoning, not a being of instinct that just do things like without thinking. This child can reason with the child. Why do you need to do this? Okay, you don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it? This is why I want you to do it. This is why it's important. This is the consequences if you don't do it. So you want to have that conversation. But unfortunately, majority of us, we are always we don't have conversation with our children. We just pass instruction, no communication. Like, take a typical child from the West. The way they will articulate their words, the way they will express themselves, you'll be so impressed compared to their counterparts in this part of the world. We do not have communication. And science says that a child begins to hear even from the womb. Right? But we don't do that. You back a baby in Nigeria, in this part of the world, you back a baby and the baby is crying. It might be that maybe the baby is not comfortable at the back, maybe he has pulled or wee on himself. Hey, shut up, you are spanking the baby from the back. Shut up, crying baby, crying baby. You care less about how the child is feeling. We do not communicate. What we do is we just pass instructions. And when we don't communicate, then it's not how that child is going to build skill to either say yes to this or say no to this or to know what they want. I was watching a video of my mentor with his 3-year-old son, and he was asking the boy question, and the boy said, "Dad, leave me. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk now." And Dad was like, Terry, is it me you are talking to? Say, "Yes, Dad, I don't want to talk now." And that's fine. That's okay. It's fine. We typical Nigerian problem. Is it me you're talking to? What do you mean? Yeah, no, you must talk now. I'm talking to you. You must answer me. No. Right? So we need to watch how you parent that child. And you need to join the Visionary Parents Academy, because some of these questions is not just fixing. This is what you do and just going to fix. It's not like a hook and nut and bolts that okay, just put in these bolts and that's all. No. It is a process. It is a journey. It is not a one thing fixes all. It is a journey. You need to, subscribe to a process that you achieve that result, because you have 18 years of their life, to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It is never too late. That child is still very fine. He's doing well. You can teach that child. Please join the Visionary Parents Academy, and I'm sure Coach Enimien will take you through all the processes that you need, to make sure that child learn how to say no, because it is very, very important, very, very essential skill. So, overcome peer pressure. Peer pressure, negative influence is the number one, if not number two. Dysfunctional family, maybe number one. But peer pressure is the one of the number one highest problem of teenagers. Any child that wants to engage in sexual activity, it takes another one to say let's do. To engage in drinking, it takes another person to introduce. For whatever it is they want to do, it takes one person to say, oh yeah, let's do. So the child must know how to say no. Role playing and all of that. If it's still small, but just focus on how you are parenting that child for now. And I think the Visionary Parenting Academy will help you sort that out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Okay, we have another question here. Beatrice says, oopsie, okay, says, my first son is never interested in anything. What do I do? She did not provide background like age or sex. Or she just said, if you can tell us the age, we'll know. Can you share the age? My first son is never interested in anything. What do I do? The age can help a little more. Okay, coach.
You know some.
Go on with the answer. Go on.
Okay, I want in answering that question, I want to share a scenario. We were in a PTA meeting in my children's school. The school had called us that SS3 students, they were misbehaving and all of that. They were not reading their books, and a particular mother was there because we had the meeting with the parents of this, with us, the parents, and the student. The student were sitting at the back, and this particular was going on and on and on, talking about our son as if he is the worst creature ever created. He said he's so dirty, this boy is the most dirtiest boy. Even in his former school, they have to strip him naked to wash his uniform. He does not clear his room, he does not take his place to the kitchen, his room is always messed up, yada yada yada. She was going on and on. I mean, the things that he was not even supposed to say. And I'm like, why would you come here and wash your dirty linen in public? You know, everybody who posted on social media, my daughter is good at it. My daughter can tap and when it was 8. But no, children everywhere. I know there are some things that are really, really bad behavior, but this one was going on and on and on. And he got to a stage, this particular boy now stood up, maybe he wants to go and ease himself or something. And she said, hey, yes, that's the boy I'm talking about. That's the boy. See that I'm talking about you, you're standing up. I say, God, what is this? I was planning to see this woman the second day because I know the church she attended. My children attend the same church with her. I was planning to see her and talk to her that you need to be careful so that you are not doing further damage to this boy. Everything you are saying in the presence of his classmates will be used against him. And my daughter, by the time my daughter got home, that day was like, I pity this boy. The boys in my class has finished him. Everything that the mommy was saying, they have finished his life. I was planning to talk to this woman. Do you know that I met this woman in the company of other people still talking about this very son of us? And I just said, this woman is the problem of this boy. He said he's not interested in anything. He does not read his book. He does not read. I said, this woman, and I told my daughter, I said, this woman, he will use nagging to destroy this boy. Do you know that later on, we got to know that this boy has issues that he was going through. He lost his 2 siblings in a day in a car accident. He was supposed to be in the same car with them, but he didn't go out with them that day. And the 2 siblings died. The other one that didn't die was deformed. Up to now, she has not recovered. The dad was not present in his life. In fact, the boy was telling my daughter, I said, as far as I'm concerned, my dad is dead. He's not alive to me. And this is a man who pays school fees, buy expensive phone, expensive things for him. He said, as far as I'm concerned, he is dead. So this boy is going through the trauma of losing his siblings, he's going through the trauma of his dad not present, and the one that did not see any of these things, she was just nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging. So when you say your child is not interested in anything in life or whatever, please, I want to know how your parents, who are you yourself? You are the mindset, you are the warrior. How well do you know this child? Do you know what is going on in the life of this child? Do you know what is like? Troubled teenagers are crying for help. Unmotivated children are crying for help. I don't know the age of this child, maybe it's a teenager or a child. But
16,
you need to look inward.
Provided it's 16.
6. I can tell you 16. That this, whether a boy or girl, is going through issues. I have a teenager in counseling now. Do you know that this girl and the father, they don't talk to each other? When she was telling me that to her she doesn't have a father, I thought she was exaggerating. When she told me that she and her father, they don't greet each other, I thought she was exaggerating. Until I talked to the mom, and the mom now said that it's one of the reasons she took her out of the house, because the father is so toxic. And she made up her mind that she's going to do everything to rebel against that father. So when you say your teenager is done, I'm looking at you, you are a suspect. You, the parents, as far as I'm concerned, you are a suspect. I'm suspecting you. So I'm not going to say this is what you're going to do since I don't know what that child is dealing with. Honestly, I cannot say this is what is happening. There are issues. There are issues most time, not in all cases anyway. Peer pressure could be, could be an issue. But on 90% of the time, with the teenagers I've dealt with, 90% of the time, there are issues they are dealing with. Their parents some are dealing with porn, serious porn addiction, that to the point that they are becoming suicidal, and their parents have no idea. Or they are shouting, you are not interested in your study, you are not doing this, and they are troubled, they are messed up. They're like, ma, I cannot have it again. And their parents have no idea. They're just complaining about academics. So that's it. You need to find out what exactly is the issue. If you don't mind, you can get my number. I can talk to him, and then we'll find out. Really,
Coach Helen is a certified counselor. She's not just she's not a Google or Facebook counselor. She's a certified counselor, like certified counselor. So please, you can reach out to her, Helen Oladele, on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, okay. I will share Coach Karen's number in the free group, in the waiting room for this conference. I will also share, not number, rather, Facebook handle. I will also share Coach Helen's Facebook handle. Please follow them, because you will agree with me that we cannot, if you were going to pay for her knowledge today, you cannot, I don't know how much I would have said, okay, this conference at a particular price, at a particular fee or something. Please follow them and share what you learned and tag them. Thank you so much. We always have these issues of, oh, teenagers not interested. Like Coach Helen has said, it is a lot of trouble, a lot. I remember one time a parent also reached out to me. She was telling me that her teenager was not, he's not challenged, he's not interested. I told her one thing. I said, one of the reasons your teenager may seem not to be interested is because they don't even have confidence in themselves. They lack self-confidence. She did not see how self-confidence could make the teenager not be interested in things. But when I gave her a series of, I said, okay, look at this assessment, go through it. And she was telling me, it is true, it is true, it is true. Yes, over time, the teenager's confidence has been broken. So they just have the fear. They have the fear of doing something. So that fear now will not be wrapped up in, I don't want to do it, I'm not interested. It is not really that they are not interested, though. It's because they have this subconscious fear that they will not do right. They will be judged, they will not succeed, they don't want to fail. That subconscious fear that comes with lack of self-confidence, it is it. Like Coach Helen has said, it is not just something. It may not just be one event that happens. You need to check yourself, check your parenting. That is why in the Visionary Parents Academy, there's something I always talk about, your parenting atmosphere. I talk about your parenting atmosphere. Your parenting atmosphere. We don't consider that. The things around your parenting atmosphere, how is it? Is it welcoming? Does it nurture self-esteem? Does it nurture self-confidence? Is it receptive? Is it that the child can be vulnerable? Imagine the parent going to the school to start embarrassing the child. Are you kidding me? Let's look at that atmosphere. How do you expect that child to trust the parent? How do you expect that child not to rebel against the parent? How do you expect that child to be even happy, to even care? How do you expect the child? Your parenting atmosphere must be such that it aligns with your values, your vision, and actually what you have in mind. You can't afford to be doing yada yada. Let me use Coach Helen's language. Yada yada. Whatever the yada yada means. You can't afford. So please, as a parent, I beg you, reach out to her. Reach out to her. Reach out to her. You know, if maybe reach out to her. Coach Helen is doing it passionately. She is not, I can guarantee you that she is not money driven. She's not money driven. She is impact driven. She actually wants to help because she's one of the people that believe that no child is safe. I think I first heard this sentence from her being a phrase. No child is safe. Your child is not safe. I mean, no child is safe, but every child is safe. So it simply means that she intentionally wants to make an impact. So please reach out to her and let your son go to her for consultation. It will be your son will be fine as long as you're ready to take recommendations. Because one thing I realize about parenting is parents come to you for questions. By the time you make recommendations, they feel, oh, it's not realistic or it's difficult. They just want, like she was saying, it's not a school it and he enters. I call it, it's not take paracetamol, your headache is gone. They think it's take one paracetamol, your headache is gone. When you tell them it's a process, commit to the process. Now, therefore, they turn back, they know will bring come back again. So please reach out to Coach Helen. I will share her Facebook link in the group. Reach out to her. We have another question. I don't know if we can still take one more question. Now, remember, this is brought to you by the Visionary Parent Academy. Coach Helen has talked about it. Register with us. Like, I don't know how to explain. The Visionary Parent Academy is an academy that empowers you practically. We meet every day. You are accountable. You are in a circle. You can share your struggles every single day. You don't hold back. You have parents, like-minded parents. You have parents who are going through the same struggles you are going through. You are talking about it. You are lifting each other. You are getting everyday prompts, everyday messages, everyday tasks. You get monthly challenges. Our first class was on the understanding your child, and on understanding your child. Coach Karen decided to take her topic around understanding your child, and I tell you that that was a challenge we had about 2 months ago, and it was while others were paying for it. It was actually free to the Visionary Parents members. So please, the Visionary Parents Academy is a place you want to be. We are open for 2026 because 2025 we are closed already. Send your message on how you can join. Thank you. So the next one is Coach Helen, please. I know it's 1 hour. We are over 1 hour. Let's quickly just take the questions. My daughter always wants things her way. She doesn't have patience. She's too smart. She's 3. I need guides. Okay, I don't know. We have a if you have not joined us here, we also have a master class about 3 weeks ago on how to handle toddlers tantrums. How to handle your toddler. Please check that master class. Check that master class. It will help you a great deal for your daughter.
I love that child already.
Sorry, ma.
I said I love that child already.
Yeah, she's smart. She wants things her way. She's not patient.
Everybody, you as the parent, those who want things done your way.
She's 3 years. Yes. Okay, please check the master class we had 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks Wednesday, you see it, how to handle your toddler, talking about all the challenges, battles you have with your toddler, talking about tantrums, talking about bedtime struggles, mealtime struggles, picky eating, and all of that. We have up to like 7 battles. We covered this, your question, ma. Please check that class out. Someone says, my children learn very fast, both positive and negative things, ages 3, 10, and 12. Please, what would like you to stop them from learning the negative things?
Like I said, like all the things that we have shared today should answer your questions. Like it's not something like it's one time. It's when you just do it once. I'm sharing things about my children. They are not perfect. They are not even close, right? We still have our struggles. We still have the things that we are dealing with, but we are getting better on a daily basis. So you want to put just everything that we have said today, everything that you have learned into this class, in this conference, in general, you want to commit to doing it, because it is in the doing that you get the results, not just the hearing alone. You have to commit to the work. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy peasy. You have to be ready, to be patient while doing the work. So please kindly, the conference is just starting. Thankfully, we still have many more, veteran speakers. Commit to everything you are hearing, you are listening to, and I can assure you, you will get results with time. Like, I cannot begin to go over everything I've said. Like, everything I've said today, just the answer to your question, really. because the influences are not going anywhere. The influences are going to be there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I remember when my daughter was even in church, she was singing a particular song. The song was in Yoruba. She loved the song. And I was humming in my mind. I was like, "Hey, God, what type of song is this?" But I didn't say anything. I was humming it. And she was like, "Mom, do you know this?" I said, "Yes, I know this." I said, "Do you know it?" I said, "I don't know the lyrics very well, but I just like this." I said, "Okay, you don't understand the lyrics. You don't know. Okay, let's see the lyrics." And we sat down and we Googled it. We wrote out the lyrics. I told her the meaning in English. She was like, no, mommy, no, this one is not a good song. I don't want. And that was the end, right? So the influence are going to be there. It is what you do with what you know that is going to help you. So commit to doing the work, really. You'll see results with time.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Questions. We don't answer plenty questions. Thank you so much, Ma. We have spent over 1 hour, 15 minutes. At least we paid for the delay. It was network issue, but we have paid for the delay. Thank you so much, Coach Helen. Thank you. A lot have written down. A lot are written down. One thing, our tagline for this conference is because losing at home is not an option. And losing at home is not an option. Losing your parenting is not winning in your parenting is not an option. Parenting has a lot of battles. We know, from toddlers to preteens to teenagers, even to young adults. We see it play out, you know. Yes. I've heard a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. Recently, a parent reached out to me. It was porn issue. The other time, it was not taking responsibility for themselves. One other time, it was peer pressure. It is a lot of battles, But you see, winning with the battle we must. Because the truth of the matter is, if we do not win the battle now, our children, we are leaving the battle for them to fight. They say he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Unfortunately, we are leaving the battle for our children to fight. That is the simple truth. I tell my children, whenever you learn the skills now, or you wait further in life to begin to learn, and then it may be not like it may be too late, but it will spread through. Yes, you are still going to learn. So if we don't fight and win the battles for our children now, tomorrow they are going to fight the battles for themselves. And like I always say, the fact that you are getting away with something doesn't mean your child will get away. You got away with something doesn't mean your child will get away. So why don't you do all you can now, so that they don't have to fight so much, they don't have to go and reinvent, be parents and do all of that. And one thing, our tagline is, because losing is not an option, losing at home is not an option. And another tagline I want you to run with after Coach Helen's class is that your children are the first recipients of your wisdom or foolishness. I love this one. In fact, that's the person I'm going to write on Facebook. Your children are the first recipients of either your foolishness, your mumu, or your wisdom. So note this, run with this. Every time, tell yourself, am I being wise? Am I a wise parent? Am I making wise choices? Because your children are receiving it. They are learning it. You are validating it. They are growing up, whether you intentionally want to teach or not. Remember, this was brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy, and you should come and register for 2026. We are open for registration already. Just leave your questions or ask your questions in the waiting group, and you will get all your answers. And we also have a class coming up in summer, the self-led mentorship class for teenagers and preteens. For summer, it is open already. You can also ask how you can join and register your child. Your age is 8 to 17 for the summer class. Let's keep them mentally busy so that they are not distracted and we don't have more battles. Thank you so much, Coach Helen. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you.
All right.
Please, if you appreciate Coach Helen, leave her and her favorite, leave her a love, a like, or tell her thank you. Tell her thank you before she leaves. Everybody, somebody says thank you. You are blessed indeed, ma. Thank you. Thank you. The thank you already come, Coach Helen. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. In the Visionary Parents Academy, we appreciate you. Everyone, we appreciate you. So my next post now, tag her, please follow her. Follow her. Follow her, please. Follow her, and also I'll put her Facebook handle in the free group, in the waiting group, and you can also follow her from there. If you want her to counsel your child, your teenager, your preteen, please reach out to her. I tell you, Coach Helen is good. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She's not a Google coach. She is a certified coach. She farabalẹ̀ learned counseling. Please, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. 6 p.m. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. we'll meet again. Bye-bye.
Bye.